So we are now officially Floridians. I have taken off my Arizona license plate and put on my Florida one. So how is it in Florida now that we've been here for about a month? And that's getting really noisy over there. Like inevitable, you start trying to record and someone starts mowing the lawn. We'll have to go inside. Hopefully it's quieter in there. We tried to do this before, and the cellular data was terrible at our last place, so it didn't work out too well. I recorded like 5 minutes worth of video, and only like 1 minute of really horrible video made it through. So hopefully this time it'll be a lot better. So how is it in Florida living in an RV? Well, there's a lot of people down here in RVs, especially during the summertime. It's a very big tourist attraction, and we're not actually in Florida, as some people like to say. We're in the northern panhandle, kind of on the west end, Panama City Beach area. It says Florida. Everything legally is Florida. Culturally, it's southern Alabama. A lot of trailer homes, a lot of they're a lot more lax here on building codes, it looks like. So our idea of building an earthship eventually might actually be allowed around here, except that it's so humid and rainy. I'm not sure how well it'd actually work out. Not sure it would work too well. I know the water table's really high. Nobody has basements, so just not sure it's a good idea in this climate. But otherwise, the rocks are a lot smaller around here. They're tiny. They call it sand. It gets in everything, especially if you go to the beach. It gets all over you. And then you come home and it gets all over the RV, and you try to wash it off, and it's hard to wash off. But it's really nice sand. It's nice and squeaky. You walk in it or run it, and it squeaks. But we got licenses, and getting a license these days is a lot harder. So in Arizona, they didn't care what address you gave them. Here in Florida, you have to prove that you live where you say you live with some kind of paperwork, bill, lease, mortgage, something. So had to jump through some hoops to try and make them believe we live in a trailer park or an RV park, even though we're only here for a short time. We have to change our address every like 2 weeks until we're somewhere more long term, but which is difficult to do around here in the summertime because there's so many people down here for vacationing. They're bringing their RVs down here. We've been having a hard time finding a place to stay for a long time. We can get a couple weeks here, a couple weeks there, but long term it's just, especially on the weekends. I mean, during the week there's not a lot of people in the RV parks. On the weekends they fill up, and you're just, especially if it's like Memorial Day or 4th of July is coming up. And I'm going to be starting school in about a little over a month. I did school for 6 months. I took a few months off to move out here, start school again. My job out here is a lot busier. I'm working more hours than I was before. I'm much busier at work than I was before. My lunch breaks are almost non-existent because I am just trying to get stuff done. So making videos is going to be a lot more difficult. I don't know if I'm going to get them out weekly once school starts. Well, I'm going to try and get a bunch of videos queued up. Hopefully I can get some queued up, especially with 4th of July coming up. Kids are, then they're probably going to come a little slower for a while until I can hopefully get through this schooling, get my bachelor's out of the way. Hopefully. I'm trying to take it in something I already know so I can just power through it. And I'm taking classes from a school that allows you to kind of go at your own pace. So hopefully I can just power through these things and get it done. I'm sure there'll be some stuff that I'll have to learn and not just test through it and be done with it. We do have some beach videos coming up. I'm still trying to get all our videos from our journey out here to Florida done. getting those. Well, I'm not very far along on those. I got a big backlog right now, but we'll get them done. We got a new bed. The bed that came with the RV was just making us sore, driving us crazy. We decided we're done with it. So we bought a new bed from this place that does custom beds for RVs and stuff, and it's not as comfortable as the purple bed we had in our house back in Arizona that's in storage now, but it's a heck of a lot better than the one that came with the RV. It's better than that Tempurpedic that we had for a while. It's a good mattress. I'll put a link down in the description eventually once this is done being live. The last RV park we were at, what was it called? Pine Lake. It's up by Fountain. We tried to do a little review of it on our failed live stream a couple weeks ago. If you're looking for something cheap and you don't care about amenities, then that's the place for you. But it's an hour from work, which was just starting to drive me crazy. Where we're at now is a lot closer. Where we'll be at next week, for the next few weeks, will be even closer. And then we'll be at after that is going to be about as far, but it'll be more traffic. It's on the other end of the Panama City Beach, but eventually we do have a reservation somewhere that's about as close to work as I can get. What's up, Jaxon? Jackson's not feeling well. He stayed home with me while everybody else went to the library to get some library books now that we have Florida driver's licenses. I didn't like that Pine Lake up by Fountain. It's kind of dirty. Not very good amenities. It was old. You could tell it was old. Yeah, I could tell they're keeping it clean, trying to keep it maintained, but it just, the biggest problem with it, there was no slab, so we're just parked on the dirt, and it was actually sand. We were parked on the sand. It had some grass growing in it. Had ants everywhere. Pine trees everywhere. Those pine needles dropping all over the place. That was just messy. We had to sweeping off the roof before we left so we could close the slides. Just they were full of pine needles. It was not fun. That was my biggest complaint about it. This place we're at now, Live Oak Landing, will be here for not much longer, but we're going back to another state park that has pine trees again, and they don't have full hookups, so I'm not really looking forward to that, but we'll only be there for a little while. There are so many state parks in Florida. There's like 100 and something, 120, 150, I don't remember the exact number. Lots of parks in Florida. Lots of opportunities. Their junior ranger program's a little different here in Florida. Instead of just getting a badge at every place you go to, they have you fill out some paperwork and get some stamps. And it still works. Complaining about silly things. Anyway, where was I? They have you fill out, they get you these stamps on these papers, and then you send the paper in for what do you get when you turn the paper in? You get a badge? You get a badge when you turn the paper in with 12 stamps on it. It's like a little passport. And you get another one after that, huh? And you can get another badge? Yeah. Apparently you have to go online to look up what activities are at each park to decide which ones you're going to do. So you kind of have to do a little forethought on this junior ranger stuff they have out here in Florida. It's not just show up and do it and get a badge. It takes a little planning. But it's still something. Kids still love it. Kids are enjoying it. Anyway. Oh, and I got some wind visors on my FJ for my birthday. I'll do a little video on that too. What's that? Your junior ranger? Where'd you get that one from?
It's in Eden Garden.
Eden Garden? Oh. How'd you like Eden Garden?
Great.
I didn't get to go to Eden Garden, so I didn't get to video it. So you have to tell me all about it. What was it like?
I forgot why it's called Eden Garden.
Because the lady said it was her Eden. The lady that bought it when it was run down and fixed it up said it was her Eden.
Yeah.
It was a nice big old house from the late 1800s, 1880s that she fixed up and put plumbing and stuff in it because kids of the people who built it didn't want it because it didn't have any plumbing or electrical. And she'd put all that stuff in. She put a whole bunch of money into the gardens and
She put $1 million.
$1 million into it.
Yeah, and she bought it for.
And she bought it for like 17.
Yeah.
And that was like in the 1950s. And then once she was getting too old to take care of it, she
Got sick.
She got sick. She gave it to Florida. Florida turned it to a state park.
She donated it to Florida.
Yep, she donated it. So, yeah. Stay tuned. We'll try and get some video as fast as we can, but see how that goes.
Why didn't you video the other one?
What other one?
The one that we found got so deep that we could find diamond, but none of us found it.
Oh, you mean Minecraft?
Yeah, why didn't you video that one?
Because we still haven't finished the last Minecraft video we started making.
So when we start the series of that, then we'll start with a lot of progress done.
Yeah, we will. Kids have their own gaming and kids game and book review channel.
And we already did one.
We don't get videos up on it very often though. Been trying to help them out to figure out how to do it themselves because I just don't have time to do it for them, but they're still a little young for doing that.
We can't do it on our Kindles.
Can't do it on the Kindles. Tried to do it on the Kindles and it didn't work. Just I think it's because they have those parental controls on it. It wasn't allowing them to access all the storage and whatnot, so video recording didn't quite work out. We'll figure it out one of these days. But anyway, have fun out there. Why else would you go on an adventure or live in an RV or
Here's Arizona.
get an Arizona Ranger badge if you're not having fun?